Hi, my name is Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to review a fundraising business development investor database case study, and this is a project I recently worked on for a client in the USA that wanted an extensive database not only for business development but for future fundraising. A little bit about me. In the past 2 years, I've helped over 190 clients with their fundraising initiatives, pitch decks, investor databases, and targeting, and more. You can learn more information about my services by clicking the Fiverr link below, and that will take you to my Fiverr profile. My investor databases include venture capital, private equity, angel groups, family investment offices, and more. I also help clients with pitch deck reviews. If you're getting ready to send your pitch deck out to investors, I have a service on Fiverr where I will review it for you. Approximately 80% of the pitch decks that I receive are not suitable to be sent out to investors. So this video highlights a comprehensive database of venture capital investors, fundraising contacts, and private investors I recently created for a USA-based client. So a bit of the client background and the purpose of the database. The client is based in the USA and they are in the information technology and with a bit of FinTech relation as well. And I'll just keep that reasonably confidential. As far as the purpose of the database, well, this one was a little bit different than my previous case studies. This was for business development to basically promote their platform and their product, and they wanted to network with investment professionals, and they also wanted to make connections for future fundraising campaigns. So this is actually one of the better types of strategies that you may want to take a look at when you are going out to market, especially as a startup. Everything should not be focused purely on fundraising. It should be linked in with business development initiatives. So what I did was, after reviewing the project, their website, their corporate presentation, I then use my resources to put it through a bit of a screener. I have a large database, and for this one here, we pulled the digital media angel investors. That's both individuals and angel groups, which are pools of angel investors, EdTech, FinTech, SaaS, hedge funds, private database of investors, and institutional investment consultants. So that's a very wide range of potential contacts, and a large one as well. But for the purpose of what this client is looking for, it's exactly what they should use. So now they can focus on a number of different strategies rather than just picking up one database, using it, then picking up another one and another one. This actually puts a program in front of them where they can actually use a little bit of strategy on how they want to approach this. How do I find these contacts? I have a master database of over 400,000 contacts, and that includes venture capital, private equity, angel investor groups, family investment offices, hedge funds, and high net worth and ultra high net worth investors. So what did the final database include? So for this one here, we were able to get 74,000 contacts, and yes, it's a much larger database than people that are looking at individual sectors, and I've already explained the reason why. It has around 29,000 emails and about 49,000 LinkedIn addresses. One thing to know about LinkedIn addresses: there are services on the internet where you can actually find the emails for those. Now, it is a paid service. But in this way, the client is able to have both information on LinkedIn and their email address. So it's something that you should look at. Don't be afraid of LinkedIn addresses. There's many ways to extract emails from them. So what type of contacts will benefit from this type of database? Well, this is great for startups and entrepreneurs to gain access to a vast network of funding opportunities tailored to their industry and development phase. Venture capital firms to discover potential co-investors and synergize resources for larger investments or to diversify their portfolios. Business schools and research institutions to analyze investment trends, investor behaviors, and provide real-world case studies for their students. Financial advisory and consultancy firms, now that's a large one. That's a big group that tends to contact me for my databases. And this is to offer informed recommendations to clients by understanding the investment landscape and preferences of key players. M&A professionals to identify potential investors for buy-side mandates or find strategic partners for their sell-side clients. And lastly, economic development organizations to attract investments into local startups and projects, thereby driving regional growth and innovation. So let's look at the database. So now we're over on the database options sheet, and if you watch my previous videos, you may have seen where I will open up spreadsheets and let you take a look at the format and all the different cells. Now, because this client has a large amount of them, to save time, I'm not going to include that. If you want to see that, just go to any of my case study videos on my YouTube channel. There's many of them, maybe 20, 30, 40 of them. If you open up any of the case study videos, you're going to be able to see me open up spreadsheets. But in this case, we're just going to hit the main points. So originally, the client looked at my options, and you can see here I've got about 55, 56 of them. And the ones in yellow are the ones that they selected, which turn out to be very good ones. I don't argue with any of them. And then I supplemented them with the ones in blue, which are ones that I actually did a screening based on what's on their website, what's on their presentation, and basically cross-reference it against all my databases to add more. But to start off with, the ones they selected: 10,000 investor leads, angel investors, so that's a database of 35,000. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, that's a smaller one, 420. Those are what we call individual ones. You can see here I've got premiums, major sectors. It depends on how they're classified, and there's also cost differences for each of them. Digital media, EdTech is another good one. And you can see here I added the FinTech, which is a large database of about 7,200, and that it includes not only venture capital, private equity, hedge funds, all kinds of things that fall into FinTech. And then there's hedge funds as an individual sector. There's 800 of them. I also added a database of institutional investment consultants, and these are USA and Canada. So these are the people that manage money for big players. And not only that, but their targets. These are all targets for this client's product. Remember, this is not a pure fundraising database search. This is more on business development. In other words, this client wants to put their product in front of all these groups here who have an interest in what they're selling. And in the future, if you're getting positive response from any of these guys, especially when you go to down here and you get into the venture capital side, those are potential follow-up ones in a year or two when they're ready to start fundraising, or sooner. They can say, hey, I contacted you regarding our product launch, and I'd be interested in knowing if your firm is interested in support. So remember that you always want to take a look at business development as the lead into fundraising. If you try to just go in for fundraising, you end up going to do a lot of work, and you might not end up with very much. But I can guarantee you, if you put your product, and in this particular case for this client, they put their product in front of all these groups, they're going to come out with business. It would be very, very hard to believe that they wouldn't, unless their messaging is really wrong. So just keep that in mind. So we added investment consultants. I added SaaS, which is another large one. Technology, that's a broad one, 4,000, and it's global. So because of this product that this client has, even though they're based in the States, they can go global on it. And that's really, really important to remember. A lot of times if you're launching a project in the USA, you really don't care about clients in Hong Kong or Singapore. But for the purpose of what this client has, it crosses international lines. So then down to the last one, venture capital. That's a big one, and that's all the venture capital groups in the USA, includes micro venture capital as well. So that's how I ended up helping this client select a very, very good database for their business development and future fundraising. Are you looking for updated investor databases? My databases include venture capital, private equity, family offices, angel investors, angel groups, and high net worth investors with over 400,000 verified global contacts. And be sure to check out my full database of family investment offices, the perfect way to access ultra high net worth investors. This is the largest database of family investment offices that you're able to access. There's over 10,000 contacts. Click my Fiverr link below for more information. Thank you for watching this video.